If you work just one more year, what would that actually mean for your retirement? In this video, I'm going to show you the shocking math of how much working one extra year impacts your finances and how you can secure your retirement without working longer or saving more money. To start, let me break down the math to help you see if you need to work one more year, using Mark and Lisa as an example. They're in their early 60s and have about $1 million saved. And at first glance, it looked like they should have a great retirement. But they had a few expensive things they really wanted to do, as well as one big concern, and they weren't sure if they should work one more year. Mark and Lisa's goal was to spend $7,000 a month. And on top of this, they wanted to start retirement with a big family trip to celebrate. Also, Mark was a big baseball fan, just like you can see I am back here, and had a lifelong dream of spending a summer visiting every ballpark across the country. But what really kept them up at night was that if one of them ever needed long-term care, they didn't want it to wipe out 30 years of savings. So the question is, how realistic are these retirement goals, and does the math say they need to work one more year? This next page shows the value of their portfolio throughout retirement. Right after retiring, they would need to take out a big chunk from their savings to cover their trips, which you can see here. And if they needed long-term care at the end of retirement, their savings would take another hit. But even after covering both these costs, they would still be okay and end up with about $400,000 left over at the end of their lives. So after seeing this, the next question was, if they did work one more year, how much of a difference would it make? Well, when we add in that extra year of work, this green line shows the difference it would make in the value of their investments. By the time they reach age 80, working just one more year would leave them about $250,000 better off. So what's the math behind this shocking $250,000 difference? Right now, Mark is saving near the maximum into his 401k, adding about $35,000 a year to their investments. And not only would working one more year add money to their savings, it would also cover another year of expenses. So they would avoid having to take out around $85,000 from their investments. And when you add those together, it means they'd start retirement with $120,000 more. Then once that money gets to stay invested, it eventually turns into that $250,000 difference by age 80. So once you combine the extra savings with not having to touch your investments, working one more year can make a huge difference. But before you see this and decide to work an extra year, here's what the math doesn't show you. This shows how many years Mark and Lisa have left before they reach the average life expectancy. If they retired this year, and they're lucky, they might have 20 years to enjoy their retirement. But of those 20 years, how many of those will they have their health and energy? Maybe 10. And of those 10, how many will they feel as good as they do today? Every year they choose to delay retirement, Mark misses a summer driving across the country hitting ballparks. Lisa misses being at the playground with her grandkids on a Tuesday afternoon. And if working one more year is going to cost them that, it really needs to be worth it. So let's go back to our retirement planning software and see whether it is. Right here, you can see how working one more year means about $250,000 more in savings by age 80. But instead of just looking at it as money in their portfolio, let's look at how much more they could spend each month because of that one extra year of work. I went ahead and did the math, and that one extra year of work would allow them to increase spending from $7,000 a month to about $7,700. So the question is, what does an extra $700 a month actually get you in retirement? Maybe it gets you a few more dinners out, or you travel a little bit nicer, but it doesn't change your retirement in any meaningful way. So when you look at the math, that's what you'd be trading a year of your life for, $700 a month. And if you want to see what the math of working one more year would look like based on your numbers, there's a link for free access to this planning software below. There's no reason not to spend a few minutes making sure you're not trading a year of your life for another few $100s per month. Now, after seeing this, you might be thinking that working another year isn't about extra spending money, it's about security. And with everything going on in the world, Mark and Lisa felt working one more year would help give them that extra protection. And this next page shows the probability of success that they'd make it through retirement without running out of money. If they retire now, they're at 89%. And when we add in them working just one more year, that jumps all the way up to 97%. So this seems like a good reason to work an extra year. But the good news is you can get that same security without working longer or saving more money. So let me show you exactly how we did this for Mark and Lisa. This page shows their spending and how it changes over time. Right now, we're assuming they spend the same $7,000 a month throughout retirement. Then this big spike at the end is when they need to cover the cost of long-term care. But if the market crashes right when they start taking money out, that money can't recover with the market, and they'd be locking in $7,000 a month of losses. So to help protect against this, instead of spending the same amount each month, we add in some flexibility. And on this page, you can see exactly how we do that. The blue area is their spending, and the top and bottom lines are their spending ceiling and floor. If the market drops, they would reduce their spending down to that floor amount, like you can see right here. That means more of their money can stay invested, which helps minimize the damage of a market drop. Then once the market recovers, their spending gradually picks back up. And by adding in this one change, it takes their probability of success from 89% all the way up to 93%. And if you want to see how much more secure flexible spending would make your retirement, don't forget you can use the same planning software for free using the link below. But being flexible with your spending isn't the only way you can make your retirement more secure without working longer or saving more money. This chart shows the value of their savings over time and how that changes based on the return of their investments. The solid blue line is if they got average returns. The area above that line is if they get better than average returns, and the area below it is if they get worse. When we look at this, the only thing that could make them run out of money is the combination of bad returns and an expensive long-term care event at the end of the plan. But there's one strategy that can actually protect against both these risks at the same time. This next page shows how much Mark and Lisa would get from Social Security each year throughout retirement. The gray bars show Mark and Lisa's current strategy, which is to both claim at age 67. And these blue bars show what it would look like if they claimed at 70. Waiting until 70 would give them an extra $17,000 a year right from the start. But the real reason to wait until 70 isn't what it does for them early in retirement, it's what it does for them at the end. By their late 80s, delaying to 70 would give them over $30,000 more each year. And what makes this so powerful is that their Social Security benefit can't drop with the market. So even if their investments aren't performing, that bigger benefit will be there to help cover long-term care no matter what. And when we go back to the probability of success page and switch their Social Security strategy to claim at age 70, it takes them all the way up to a 98% chance of success. So now, their chance of success is actually higher than it was when they were thinking about working one more year. But here's what the math can't fix. Mark and Lisa have spent 30 years in saving mode, and making the shift from saving to spending is one of the toughest parts of retirement. So to see exactly how to build a plan to enjoy your money now without the constant fear of running out, check out this next video.